Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and Groot might be the real deal. Not as a tier 4 killer or a competitor to tier 4s, but as a really fun, strong tier 3 combat type who also has amazing passive buff, revives, has maybe some value for PvP, and one hell of a personality. I'm actually going to start off by showing you guys the tier 3 animation because I didn't show you guys, I didn't tier 3 the character on the video, obviously, but also there's a lot here. There's a lot going on here. It's pretty hilarious. Massive shades of and reference to Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for sure, with Baby Groot dancing in the opening sequence while the Guardians are destroying some monster, but also a lot of reference to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I don't want to ruin for you guys if you haven't seen. Like, I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. But if you've seen it, you know exactly what I am talking about. And the hilarity of being able to see this with the other uniforms, right, is what makes this so special, especially because you have basically Guardians 2 right here. They did it basically exactly right, which is really funny. So, yeah. Enough about that for Groot. My rank here is 165, which I think is pretty impressive. I don't know why people are not tier 3 in Groot, because as you can see here, I don't even have a complete build, let alone a very good one at that. We just have some physical attack Uru at 6 stars and 1 Odin's Blessing. Everything else is kind of just whatever. We have rank 4 type enhancement, not even that high. We have the stage 12 Power of Angry Hulk, no artifact, and then we have an obelisk. And it's an obelisk with basically nothing on it. It's kind of PvP oriented, but it's pretty bad even for that. So I'm not really sure why my rank is so high. I'll be honest with you guys. Not really sure why my rank is high. But there you go. We got physical attack and all attack, HP and dodge. The stats are looking pretty nice. We've got capped attack speed and the important stuff, and then almost capped dodge. Just the crit damage is a little low, to be honest, but check out how he does. I think he performs pretty well. Now, this is technically a triple support situation with Sif and Valkyrie, but he is his own support, so I think that's pretty impressive regardless. And the other thing I want to mention is he doesn't have, he's got an invincibility obelisk, so he doesn't have any actual kind of damage proc. Now, we're using his 6th skill here. We're not canceling out of it. We're sort of using it to dodge the second cage. But yeah, 20-second phase 1. And he's super fast. Look at this. He's super fast. He's got some nice burst damage. So he gets a lot of his damage off very quickly and early into his rotation, which I think is really nice. And yeah, he's just good. Like, we're gonna give him a better build. Don't worry. We're gonna go ahead and dodge this here. But yeah, he's just solid, man. Solid as a tree trunk. We're gonna make lots of tree-based jokes, guys. Don't worry. Look at that burst damage. Look at that burst damage. Just dodging the dragon phase. Lovely burst damage. The only thing is he doesn't get invincibility until later in his rotation. So if you don't pop the 5th or the 6th skills early, if you just have 3 and 4 ready, then you do get guard broken. But not bad. A minute 6 for a solo clear with no obelisk at all. So I'm pretty happy with that as is. Tankiness and stuff obviously is going to be there later on as we get into higher and harder content. But really, it's the combination, right? Because he has all that damage to boss types. Remember, that applies to himself as well. So I think he's actually going to be pretty solid. And quite proc friendly, I would say. So we're actually going to go ahead and slap an obelisk, or a CDP of energy on him. And then we're going to see how high he can go. All right, I know we said we were going to see how high of a stage he can go to, but first I want to test him out on the stage 29 of Mephisto. This is kind of like a proving grounds for new combat tier 3s and level 80s and tier 4s, because it's an all combat stage and a lot of people struggle on this stage. So I want to see how Groot does with this triple support team. But I decided to have a little bit of fun and not bring any strikers, because not only are we going to see his like true damage, but we're also going to see his survivability, right? Without having all those fire resist strikers. Let's see how he tanks and how he procs. Okay, 30 seconds. We're getting some funky moves from... There we go. All right, yeah, we just needed like a little hit. That's why I was saving the tier 3. I didn't think he needed it. We just needed a tiny little hit on the the 4th skill to go off. And now let's pop off with the tier 3. Look at this, boys. 15, almost 20 bars. 20 bars. You could probably one-shot him with a higher CTP. Absolutely juiced out the wazoo, boys. Absolutely juiced. Look at this damage. You just got to have patience to not trigger the 3rd skill slam until there's about 1 second left on his 5th skill, because otherwise you will proc early and you'll miss the juicy damage. Look at this. Look at this. If he hadn't have moved, that's 15 bars of damage. Absolutely juiced here. Juice World tier damage. Crazy. RIP. All right. We're going to have to wait a little bit here for this first slam. And we're actually going to cancel into 6 because we don't want to get stunned. Yeah, not quite as hot as canceling into 5. I'm not going to lie to you. But hey, 100-second challenge in the bin, boys. 100-second challenge in the bin with a regular CTP of energy and 0 supports. So you know you could go faster. All right, wanted to test him out with some different damage buffs. So we're going to bring in She-Hulk lead. So he's got damage to boss types now on his passive. He's got a ton of damage to supervillains from Valkyrie and the Strikers. And he's got increased damage to male types from She-Hulk. So lots of stacking buffs. But the disappointing thing is he has no invincibility on his main rotation until you get to the tier 3. So he's getting guard broken like crazy by Gore. Look at this. Every single rotation. Look at that. Guard broken out of the 5th skill. This is just garbage. Absolutely garbage. They 100% need to give him guard break immunity for a Guardian's passive like they did for Black Dwarf. 100%. Like, it's borderline unplayable. He can tank the damage, but he can't finish his rotations. He's constantly getting interrupted during his rotations. It's annoying as hell to play. So like, I could do this stage way faster if that didn't happen. And I'll show you, he even gets guard broken by the stupid mobs. It's actually crazy. It's actually so nutty. I'm gonna get guard broken here. Look at that. That's just awful, dude. And like, he has more than enough damage. As you can see, I'm like one-shotting the mobs with 1 or 2 hits out of the skill. I have plenty of time left. But the guard break, man, the guard break is just awful. I'm actually so shocked. It's so much worse against later bosses, right? Like, you're gonna get guard broken against Ultron. You're gonna get guard broken a lot against Gore. Some bosses guard break more or less than others, but basically you're only able to avoid the guard break when you have the tier 3 up. And then I think I missed my proc, man. It's giga annoying. Like, his damage pops off, bro. When he doesn't get guard broken, his damage pops off. But yeah, that's the whole trick, not getting guard broken. But yeah, the damage is nutty when he has the juice up. The damage is nutty. So that's kind of frustrating for sure. Certainly a downside to his play, and it honestly, not having the invincibility on any skill and not having guard break immunity is I kind of think it's a kiss of death for any kind of PvP build, because it means you're gonna have to, like, what, you're gonna give him a Mighty Destruction? Like, that's just garbage, man. I think a Mighty Destruction will work for his charge ups. Like, because he has a lot of time in between rotations to charge up and he moves fast. So in that sense, I think it's good, but in the sense of, like, I don't know, man. In every other sense of it, I'm not too sure that this is the way. All right, you're gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, okay. The AoE, you can see the AoE on his skills is not that good, because Gore moves in and out and the damage fluctuates based on how Gore moves. So that was okay. Yeah, it felt kind of bad, to be honest. I had to run that a few times to get you guys a good clip of it. So I definitely think that's a big downside to his to his gameplay, and it's certainly something I wanted to highlight because I do feel like a lot of these characters lately are being released unfinished. And as fun as Groot is to play, and as cool as his skills look and stuff, it's very disappointing that how badly he's getting guard broken. Like, okay, he's got a 100% proc on the 5th skill. That's good. He's got, the frenzy buff here and the immunity, and then he's got the accumulation, but there's no invincibility anywhere. No invincibility anywhere, no guard break immunity for a character that revives, for a character that has heals, for a character that has some PvP potential. Just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think previous versions of Groot had guard break immunity either, but it's still pretty disappointing how, like, how easily he gets interrupted. It's giga annoying. So, and I for the most part, I think like they've solved that. They've fixed characters so that they don't get guard broken that much by giving them invincibility on a skill, even for 2 or 3 seconds. It's more than enough. So either I think they should add invincibility to his 3rd skill, or they should add, in my opinion, another line of text here to this passive where all of the Guardians of the Galaxy get guard break immunity. And again, if you think that that's too OP and that shouldn't be in the game, this was released, 2 years ago? Was it last year or 2 years ago? Anyways, it was at least a year ago. And there you go. They all get guard break immunity. They all get immunity to stun, and they get a reduction in physical reflect, which doesn't apply to Supergiant and Proxima and Ebony, but it does apply to Corvus and Black Dwarf. So yeah, very bizarre that they're sort of, skimping out on the buffs for the passive stuff for the ability allies. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Groot. I love him. I'm gonna keep testing him out, maybe see if he has some PvP potential. But yeah. In the meantime, I'll look for maybe a balance patch or something, especially for Groot and Rocket, man. Groot and Rocket really feel kind of shafted as far as their passives go. Groot doesn't feel shafted in the damage department. Rocket certainly does. Rocket overall seems to be the most shafted of all of the Guardians by a long shot. But yeah, we'll save that for maybe another video. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.